This page happens to be one of the most important items, not just about strings, but as we continue in C++, other than being a procedural where we're doing one step at a time from top to bottom. Maybe we have a couple of loops, but it's still procedural because you know exactly what's going to happen next, into object-oriented design. From what you know it right now, a string looks basically just like an array. No features to it. You know the index numbers. You know that each one has an element, all that type of thing. But other than that, that's all you know right now. In reality, an object is going to have some data in it called data members, but it's also going to have some helper functions that are built in to the object to frankly make the object useful in order for it to do its job. That's what's happening with strings. String is an object. So I want you to think of an object as basically a collection. It's going to have data, and it's going to have functions that help us manipulate the data. How we manipulate that data is going to be very simple because that's what we're trying to make it as simple on us in the long run. The interesting part about this is that we're going to have a very simple notation to access the helper functions for that specific object. So in this example for string name and the name of Lupoli, I need you to think not really of this anymore, but really more of this, and then all of the helper functions that are associated with it. Now, the code to access that is real easy. In your IDE, if you were to type in name and then dot, that dot is super important. We're accessing that particular object's features. So you'll see name.at. So that at is a function. We'll go over a lot of the functions here in a minute. Size. That will be specific to name. If we wanted to create another string named sport, equals soccer. I'm a soccer guy myself. It would have soccer.at, and it would be worried about soccer's values. It would be worried about soccer's size. It'd be worried about all of these helper function values that we could get back from that particular object or instance of that object. So here's our first real introduction to C++ as an object-oriented programming or program using strings.